All right, Katt Coleman.
What's up?
So, should it be a mandatory thing to have paternity tests done for babies before they leave the hospital? Because what we're finding out is there's 30% of men who have taken paternity tests are finding out they aren't the fathers. 30% who know of who actually found out. So
That's a
what?
lot.
Yeah, what's the percentage on just every man? You know what I mean? So should it just be a mandatory thing?
Okay, so my opinion would be that because I know from, not from my experience, but I know there's a lot of men out there, other guys that's paying child support and paying other stuff for kids that's not even theirs at all. And you know, it actually gives them a break. It actually helps them out, you know, because a lot of these men, you know, is getting bamboozled as well by some of these women that's taking control over them, or even if they're not the father, you know, they make it seem like you are the father, and 20 years down the line, they find out that the kid is not even theirs.
Right.
You know, and that's so heartbreaking to a man who's been putting in his effort and time and money and everything, blood, sweat, and tears to something that's not his. That crushes a man so hard in his you know, everything that he stands on, he works for. So I would say, hell yes, definitely. That should be a top priority on within. If you have a baby and the child's father is not there, even if the child's father is there, I think that there should always be a paternity test. You can't be able to use a man's name if the kid's not his, or use his information if it's not his. You know what I mean? So I would say it should be a paternity test anytime a woman is pregnant and she comes in with a baby, and she has an ideal who may be the father. Then she should always be willing to. The hospital should always be willing to do a paternity test.
Should that apply to married couples too?
Most definitely, married couples too, because you know, everybody, you know, there's a lot of affairs going around. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that, you know, sad to say, that some married people shouldn't be doing, you know, and the married couples that are doing something, they're doing it right, you know, sometimes you know, you can be married and then still find out the child is not yours. You know, it still goes the same way. So yeah, I feel even if you are married, even if the woman is married, I just feel it should be a fraternity test in the hospital. The hospital should bring that out. That would be really dope to help a lot of these men out here who's just broken and, you know, man, just don't even have a family. You know, some men would like to have a family. And then once you find out that you don't have a family that's not all the way yours, it crushes you. So, you know, I would say that just to help help a lot of guys out, you know, that would be dope. If the hospital did something like that, I think that would be somewhat in the future, but that would be really a great idea, you know.
So why do you think some women push back against that idea?
Man, the ones who are doing the ones who are doing the bad stuff to the men, and you know, and making them think that they have a child and it's really not theirs. You know, it shouldn't be. That's, you know, it's not good. It's not right for the woman to do that. And a guy has to know these things. You know, a woman should like, man. It's sometimes, you know, sometimes women, everybody want to take stuff to their grave, you know, but if it's gonna help the next person out to live successful, and, you know, even if it's not their kid, just tell them, you know, this is not your kid, but, you know, I would like you to be in this kid's life. Or there's different ways that you can handle this, and you never know what the outcome is going to be until you know, you have conversations, and,
right.
You know what I mean, if it's going to be a bad thing or if it's going to be a good thing.
So do you think it's just the avoidance of accountability?
Definitely. definitely. Because women is, I mean, not all women. Not all women. Let me
Right.
clear that up. Not all women. There's really a lot of good women, and there's a lot of women that's not as good as they say they are as well. So, yeah, man, they got to be held accountable. You know, just as much as anyone else. Anything in this world is held accountable at the end of the day. So, they have to be held accountable.
Right on, right on. I appreciate your time and wisdom as always, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any
yes,
shout outs?
Oh man.
What do you
Shout
got going
out to all
on?
my people. Arizona Stand Up, you know what I mean? We in the building, man. We working hard. Got some new music coming out for y'all. You know, got some stuff. Me and my boy working on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, we got something for y'all real soon. Some spoken word with a little bit of twist in it, with some R&B-ness. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned. And we're gonna keep coming. We're gonna keep coming at y'all all the time, back and forth.
Cool, cool. And I'm gonna drop your link in the description so they can subscribe and start supporting your movement.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fat Farm shirts.
Hey, how long this will take, man?
It's gonna take long enough.
All right, see, that I don't like.
Well,
That's that I don't like. What's the question?
right already. So, I know.
When hit niggas with curveballs.
This is an easy one. This is underhand softball. Should paternity tests be mandatory?
Yeah. Off the bat, these bras ain't can't be trusted. I don't care who you are. Yeah, all of them. Mandatory.
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 So then, why are some women pushing back against it?
Because they full of shit and they know they got kids from another guy when that guy that they with is paying for that baby or kid or whatever the case may be. Like for instance, my situation, I know for sure that's my kid, but she got another dude paying child support. But yeah, I digress.
Okay. So should women be held legally
Accountable?
liable, like
Yes, they should do time.
charged with fraud?
Fined and time. At least 100 bands.
100 bands?
Restitution.
Okay.
Goddamn right. And at least six months to a year.
So then, like in your particular case,
And state too.
should you be awarded custody?
Hell yeah. No, wait, take that back. I answered too fast.
Or at least counsel.
If the kid is theirs, yeah.
Right.
But if the kid's not theirs and the guy was paying for that kid for all those years, that chick should be paying all that back to him.
Right.
Every fucking cent with interest. Got me fucked up. But yeah. Yeah.
Easy and painless, man.
Yeah.
No curveball.
It's a touchy subject though.
It's a touchy subject,
God
but
damn
I mean
it.
you can handle it.
Bald head bitches.
Both of
just
y'all.
fucking with you, okay.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no problem. I knew he was getting ready. She saw me, I was like, oh yeah.
All right, Derek, it's your first time. I know you hate doing this stuff, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So,
It's so bright.
I know, right?
Come on, man.
It's the bright lights, man. Should DNA tests be mandatory for children, like babies, before they leave the hospital?
Ooh. Slippery slope.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, if you can play both ends. There's dads that don't get the same treatment as moms when it comes to having their rights established. So that's one way to guarantee that both parties are included 50-50, whether it's good or bad.
Agreed.
I mean, it gives everybody equal playing field. So
Agreed.
why not?
So do you think it's just a matter of like avoiding accountability for a lot of women who push back against that?
In a sense, I would say. Some of them probably try to use it to their advantage.
Right.
And so it's kind of that, do they want to play the victim card, not play the victim card? I'm sure they get pushback from friends or family or social media in that aspect also. So kind of hard to say. I guess it all depends on the situation, but
Yeah. If a woman's found to be doing this intentionally, should there be like fraud charges or any sort of legal action, or how would that compensate a man who's been paying 5, 10, 15, 20 years? You can't get it back emotionally, but should a guy get it back somehow financially?
yeah, why not? I mean, it happens the other way. For back pay, you go to jail, they take all your stuff. So
Right.
if the roles are reversed and you've been included everything since day one, why not?
That's dope, man. I appreciate your time. I'm that simple, man.
No problem, buddy.
Much love. I'll see you, man. So my take on should children be tested for DNA right after birth? I think that they should be, and the reason being is that what it does is it creates an accountability. And this is not to admonish women. This is not to try to prevent women from doing what they want as far as the amount of partners they want to have, who they want to have children with, nothing along those lines. But what it does is it gives the child what it's owed, which is its birthright to know its parents, to know who its parents are. And that way, genetically, anything along those lines, that child gets to be able to say, I know who my parents are. Now, if those parents choose to split, that's a parental choice. If the father or the mother chooses not to be in the child's life, that's a whole different scenario. But what it does is it pinpoints. So if something comes up medically down the road, just for any amount of reasons where you need to know your family's medical history, it's fair. It's fair to the child to know. It's fair to the child to know just who the parents are aside from medical. So if they get to an age where they want to look up somebody who may be missing, then that's a whole different story in itself. So there's a few reasons why I would find that it's important for that to be something that a child is privy to know. And then what it does also, again, it holds people accountable, but it allows for men to not have to be held hostage into not knowing. That way everybody knows right off the bat. You get it out of the way and you get to be able to say, this is what I want to do. And from that point forward, if the man says, okay, it's not my child, but I'm going to still stay in your lives, he has the freedom to do that. But he doesn't have to be surprised, shocked, dismayed 10, 15, 20 years down the line to find out that this child is not his. Now, and I think it should be mandatory, because if a woman can go and get benefits from the state and things like that, and then a man later on has to pay that off, then let's get it out of the way right now. Let's figure out who the players are, who's going to be responsible for this, rather than some man later on down the road who is surprised by knowing that. Give the man the opportunity to pay his child support from day one, and give another man the ability to say, I either want to be part of this or I don't want to be part of this. But I do think that it gives everybody a level playing field, because up to this point, what do we know the saying to be? It goes along the lines of mama's baby, daddy maybe. That's a terrible concept when we're talking about bringing children into the world. And because there's so many single parent homes, regardless of what the reason, if a man didn't show up or if the woman ran off or whatever, the point is the children are the ones who are suffering as a result of it. So we do need to put things in order to where people get to understand what their role is, what role they are allowed to play, what role they choose to play, anything along those lines. But I don't think that it is just a witch hunt against women. That's never been my thing. I think that it's fair, one, for the child, and then it's fair for men, because historically it hasn't been. So we need to start leveling out the playing field and going from there. But what are your thoughts? Ace up the sleeve, advice, comment, experience, leave it in the chats. We'd love to hear from you guys. And as always, hit the subscription, notifications, thumbs up, thumbs down, won't be mad at you, and share the content. And as always, hopefully this finds everybody in a place, pursuit, or beginnings, total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.
Make it shine. Here we go. It ain't about the jewels, it ain't about the cars, it's all about the heart when it's time to put it in the air, put it on your word, represent your people, let them see ya. Do it like you do, show them the original, do it like you're supposed to, let them see ya. Own it like a boss, nothing but a thing, always maintain to hit them with the